Hey guys, hope you're well. Just want to talk to you about how you can stop living paycheck to paycheck. Look, this is a huge problem. I think if you believe some of the surveys that get put out there, roughly 50% of the population in most Western countries lives paycheck to paycheck. And what's interesting to me about that is we're talking about Western countries generally that are seen as reasonably affluent. And so what does that tell you? Well, I think it tells you a few things. And whilst there are genuine problems in those societies that are fueling and adding to these problems, the reality is most of us don't have a money problem or an income problem, i.e. a lack of money or a lack of income. Most of us have a management problem. In other words, we haven't learned how to handle money well so that we can navigate money management in such a way that we can get ahead and not live paycheck to paycheck. So I want to give you some tips on how to do that so you can avoid this paycheck to paycheck thing. So the first thing you need to do is build margin. Okay, so write that word down, margin. You need to build margin. And the way you want to do that is to create a gap between what you earn and what you spend. I refer to this as your surplus, but you can call it your margin. You need to build margin. So whatever your income is, you need to live beneath your means, i.e. you need to spend less than what you earn, and that is how you're going to get ahead over the long run. In fact, I often say to people when I do financial planning for them, is the greatest determinant of your long-term financial success is your surplus income, because that's your margin. That's what you're going to use to save and invest and get ahead, and also to give more generously. So to do this building margin, you need to start first by tracking. So I want you for 1 month, well, firstly do a spreadsheet and look at where you spend your money. Start putting in all your expenses, and you can go to our website wealthwithpurpose.com and download a free budget to get you started on this. But ideally for 1 month you track all your expenditure. So buy a little notepad, or there are good apps that can do this sort of thing as well, and write down every expense, everything you spend for a month. Okay, whether it's the morning cup of coffee, going to the pharmacy and buying some cold and flu tablets, whatever it is, all these little things, they add up to a lot. So start tracking. That's the first thing you need to do. Once you do that and you know where your money's going and how much is coming in, you can then work out your surplus and then work out how you're going to build your surplus. What are you going to do to build your surplus? What things can you cut out? What is being wasted? Because you want to create, as I say, as big a buffer as possible. Once again, it's not about not enjoying any of the money you had. You've got to enjoy as you take this journey of life, but you want to build a big buffer. You want to look at how you can get out of debt. And so with your margin, you might be able to make extra debt repayments, which means you'll pay less interest, and you'll be able to build even further margin down the track by getting out of debt. And the third thing I wanted to say is to try and reduce emotional spending. There's so much when you go shopping these days or you look on the internet, it's all designed to get you to buy now, whether it's offering you discounts or the way they arrange the retail store to get you to buy on impulse. So, like when you go to the checkout and there's chocolates there, which is very tempting, I must admit. And so all of these things are designed to take away your self-control. And of course, one of the fruits of the Spirit as a Christian is self-control. So we need to learn self-control when it comes to money. I'm not suggesting it's always easy, but we need to learn that. But here's the thing about all of this and getting out of this paycheck to paycheck issue. It's about making small intentional steps. You're not aiming for perfection. We want to aim by improving the way we handle money little by little every day. So there you go. I pray that that's helpful for you, and that this year is going to be a great opportunity for you to build margin in your finances and get ahead. God bless you. Have a great day.